Hello there, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Well, I don't know. Some of you are lovelier than others, but, we'll let you guys off. Round for another 6 out of 10 podcasterino. And I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys don't mind us being a teensy bit late this week, but unfortunately we don't have the illustrious and the wonderful Tiny Pixels with us this week. Words are difficult. So I should probably introduce you to some wonderful, wonderful guests. So, without further ado, let me bring them into your eyeballs, first and foremost. Here they are. Aren't they shiny and wonderful? Now, we've got, this week, two slightly excitable people, I suppose. So, who should we start with first, though? This is the top question for the week. Let's go... Yep, okay. Anyone other than you, Chris? Got it. Right, so first and foremost, we've got the wonderful Furious Faye, the artist formerly known as Fadian Jun. If you would like to introduce yourself, good sir, and let us know exactly what you're all about, that'd be grand.
My name's Faye. My friends call me Tight Squeeze. That's not true. I stream Monday through Friday. I play, if I know that Squall is not gonna like a game, I play it. So that's pretty much it. That's all I got. That's my whole intro. I'm about this intro. I forgot about it.
I'll be honest though, that's a fairly tenuous setup for a stream. Like things that I mean, you try, right? You try. And then along with us as well this week, we have the wonderful Agonize.
Hello.
Brackets D, because it's appropriate only in some situations, right? But yes, introduce yourself and let us know what you're all about.
I'm Agonize. I'm a variety caster. I'm British. Apparently, people dig British people.
I'll phase in on that straight away. Yeah, it's fucking
females. Boner. And before Squall took us off mute, me and Faye were talking about dick cheese.
Oh, good. That's nice to know.
Yeah.
It's nice to know. Because there's like this veil of silence. But there's like this veil of silence that kind of falls over the guests before the start of the show, where I can't hear what they're saying. They can hear what I'm saying, but I can't hear a thing that they're saying. So they could be saying absolutely anything, and I just basically presume that it's something awful and or disgraceful. Was I wrong? No, didn't think so.
No, like I said, we were literally just talking about dick cheese.
I hope you got that matter settled? Question mark.
Maybe.
You know it's cool.
Hashtag blame Faye.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty much.
That's pretty much my go-to be honest. Right, so to give you guys an idea of what we're about here, why we kind of pop up every single week and start rabbiting in your ear, the reason that we're here is a podcast, unsurprisingly enough, and we talk through the games news for the week. We talk about some of the kind of more in-depth discussions that you can have around streaming and gaming and the general history? Yeah, we'll go with that, history. Or industry at large. And we try to give you a slightly more interesting take on it than, well, not having a podcast, because, to be honest, there's not many things worse. So, first thing we're going to talk about this week. Well, I say talk. What I mean is scream at high volumes, because...
I'm waiting for this so bad. I'm not even kidding. As soon as I saw the cheat sheet, I saw the top bit, and I was like, Squall is basically just going to scream for 15 minutes as his talking part.
I mean, let me just copy-paste the title in its entirety. This is literally how it's written in our schedule. It's just 4 rows of the letter Y. So this story is... Final Fantasy 15 is going to have a gratuitous Assassin's Creed tie-in, where they basically just go, here is another vaguely successful franchise. Let's fucking jam it in there as hard as we can. And that's basically the entire premise. They've literally just gone, right, so what can we do? We can give them a new hoodie to traipse around in, and literally implant a bunch of mechanics from another universe. Like, literally, this is not the same planet, this is not the same universe. It's literally historical Earth jammed into another game because why the fuck not?
As if Assassin's Creed wasn't like dead enough.
Well,
Makes money. Still makes money.
It does still make money. I mean, Origins doesn't.
I'm excited about
terrible.
to do it, but it's the only one I've been excited about in a long time.
But then they took the extra year off to develop it as well, so maybe there's something to be said for Origins. I don't know, but
maybe.
But
I don't know.
pricking
It's
about
kind of like they're flogging a dead horse at this point.
Yeah.
It's like I used to when I was a kid and Assassin's Creed first came out. That was the game I used to love. I used to sit downstairs with the PlayStation and play it. Obviously my mum would be in the living room, but that was my childhood game. And it got to 3, and I was like, "Gee, I'm bored."
Mm-hmm.
And I just stopped playing it. And I literally, my mum bought me number 3, and a brand new PlayStation 3. And Assassin's Creed 3 is literally still in the plastic wrapping.
To be fair, though, 3 is kind of universally considered the worst out of the whole lot, just because Connor, the main character from that, is just the most uninteresting. You know what? He's got a lot in common with Noctis from Final Fantasy 15. He's just like the most uninteresting, unhappy person that you could possibly imagine jammed into a hoodie. Like, it's just the worst. So,
I just think they're just literally... Assassin's Creed is going to be everywhere. They're going to have mods for Assassin's Creed. They're going to put like, oh look, you can have a hoodie that looks just like an Assassin's Creed, like they've done with Final Fantasy.
Look. If he does this, he's got a knife as well.
Look! He's going to be wandering around going, look!
Yeah, it's pretty much it, yeah.
Into like loads of different games. You can just tell in the next couple of years they're going to have like added DLCs, costumes. And it's not surprising that Resident Evil hasn't got like an Assassin's Creed or something, because they are a sucker for friggin' costumes and everything for characters.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed's actually been slapped into a few games. There was some fighting game that Ezio was thrown in. I want to say it was like a Soul Calibur game. I think they jammed Ezio in.
It was Soul Calibur, I think. I remember playing...
Pretty sure it was one of the Soul Caliburs.
Yeah. It wasn't something like Mortal Kombat. No, they just threw Freddy and Jason into that one and the Alien and Predator into that one.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Soul Calibur 5 as the game of the main phrase out there. I am going to take your word as gospel and say it's definitely Soul Calibur 5.
Evil and Resident Evil. I'm not trying to, Fox. I'm not. But you know it's going to happen.
And there you go.
I can't control EA.
I hope they do a Resident Evil. I hope they do a Resident Evil Assassin's Creed game. It's gonna be the best. You can put lipstick on it, but it doesn't make it pretty, you know. Assassin's Creed, we're just inundated with the same game over and over and over and over and over again. So.
But the new one's got pyramids and a bird that you can lob into the air, and it goes. There's a lad over there.
Finally has new features, but let's see how long it takes before you do that new feature 10 times and you're just sick of it. It's like, okay, I did it 10 times.
The plot lines become very, 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 like you can tell what is coming in any Assassin's Creed game. You're like, right, that person's instantly going to die, or that person is literally going to get his throat slit. Oh, look, half an hour later, that guy died and that guy got his throat slit. Called it.
Imagine that. And tailing quests. Tailing quests are the bane of my existence in Assassin's Creed games. I just like fart about along the top of this house for like a fortnight chasing after this dude. You get to the end, the dude goes, "Oh, I've turned up for this meeting," and then it's like going to assassinate him anyway. No, let me assassinate him in the...
Literally half a block back.
I've been chasing this man for miles. But in further Final Fantasy 15 news, though, like this is merely the cherry on top of the plethora of shits that came out of Gamescom. So, also they're bringing out the whole fucking game on mobile with chibis instead.
What?
Yep,
Final Fantasy?
Yeah, Final Fantasy 15. They're bringing out the whole fucking game with little, really badly drawn chibi characters instead of the normal ones, and that's literally it. And it's the whole game. on mobile.
They basically might just go back to the originals because they all look like tiny little sprite type things.
But these will look worse than the originals, even though they're like higher res or whatever. They're shite.
It's just a reskin. It's fine, guys.
It was horrible. It looks horrible. So you've got that on PC. The PC release of this game. Have a guess. Have a guess of the install size of the PC. Keep in mind, like GTA 5, I think was about 70 gig, something like that. So how large an install size do you think it's going to be for PC?
5 gigs.
Is this the add-on DLC for Final Fantasy, or is Final Fantasy the whole game?
Final Fantasy 15, and it's like, I think it's a complete edition. If I remember, like a definitive edition or whatever I want to call it.
I mean, I've never played a Final Fantasy, but I'm gonna guess something along the lines of 40 or 50.
69, dude. 69.
170 gigabytes.
GTA's like 70s. Whoa, okay then. What do they do that takes that much?
I have no idea, but like they sell hard drives smaller than that still.
Sounds like it's highly automated. They've really worked out the kinks. It's only 170 gigs. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because everybody's got 170 gigs lying around on the D drive.
Right.
Like
what if your internet's really slow, right? You barely get worth you down.
You're leaving that PC on for the week for that to download if your internet is slow.
That's suck.
And the director said to that it's regretful. It's regretful.
It's thing you can tell us about your game. It's regretful.
Also, another wonderful thing the game director said. He strongly believes that people won't make nude mods for Final Fantasy 15 on PC.
They make nude mods for Sims.
In his heart of hearts.
They're gonna do it for any frigging game that's out there.
How wrong? How wrong can you get one game? How wrong?
You know, if it's not a character model, it's going full nude. Somebody is going to do a full nude mod. Doesn't matter what it is, whether like it's Assassin's Creed, Final Fantasy, The Sims. Hell, they'll probably even get one for Fortnite.
Fucking Hello Kitty Adventures, I'm sure, probably has a nude mod.
Hello Hotel. That penguin game. They probably got nude mods too.
I think I could get into that though.
Yeah.
Hello.
Nude mods.
Is that your fetish, Faye?
No. I wouldn't say so much as a fetish as a lifestyle. It's like just a lifestyle choice.
The sort of thing you'd write about on LiveJournal, like that tier.
It's not really hentai if it's real to you. If it's more real than your normal day to day.
It's not really porn, okay? It's just
not if you're enjoying it for the artistic element.
Yeah, it's articles.
I think you found that's erotica.
Floating bios on the UI that they made with the porn. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You've reached my state of eternal existence. It's fine.
Just flowing around. Hentai. Nude mods.
Yeah, you know. I'm just not knowing what I'm talking about. I just open my mouth sometimes and get surprised at what falls out.
Rip my life.
That being said, like one of the top mods, well not top mods, but I think it had like 350,000 downloads for Fallout 4, was not a nude mod for Fallout 4. It was a mod specifically designed to correct the look of vaginas in Fallout 4, so they're more outy than inny.
What?
350,000 people had downloaded this.
I'm so sorry, but I'm literally Googling this right now on your PC.
It was a CBBE one. I remember when I was looking through, because I like adding weird mods to Fallout 4. So I was Googling through, and that was like, I want to say it was in the top 50 or so mods that had been downloaded at that point in time.
Well, that makes sense, though, because I think if I can...
Okay, hello, Google Images.
I got down the internet history, I'd say.
And Ed's PC's full of porn.
Sorry.
I like the fact that our first subject this week has resulted in some form of malware being installed in one of the guest PCs. Oh, that's wonderful. So yeah, in summary, Final Fantasy 15.
I couldn't focus after I noticed your wide set vagina. It's just so adequate and real.
It just broke my immersion playing through through Fallout 4.
Oh, Fallout 4 vagina mod in VR is gonna be.
Get the old miner helmet on, go
He's
spelunking.
crashing down, like you walk in, your friend's in the VR, just like, what are you doing? I'm just checking out a vagina. Alright, the detail on this is fantastic.
I'd be like, hey Lana, you gotta see this! The kids, the cat. Look at this.
I'm just doing a very close search for loot, leave me alone.
Look at this giant. You can almost
anyway, moving back from vaginas to cunts instead. Final Fantasy 15. I just think that like it's literally just a pile of continual crap in the hopes of trying to drag people into the game in some way, shape, or form. Because I think they're really painfully aware of the fact that it's just not. It's not the game that they set out to make 10 years ago or whenever the fuck they started making it.
No, they've lost their original. Like, I would love to get into Final Fantasy. I've never played a Final Fantasy game in my life. I've watched gameplay of it, and I've watched obviously people stream it. But it's not because there's so many games. I feel like I would get very lost because I've been told like sometimes the plot lines change. You can play the game solo on their own. But I thought the whole point of a game franchise was to like have one main thick central like storylines, one central plot. But apparently
not through all of the games. Like each game itself, as long as it's not like a sequel, like a 10 and 10-2 sort of thing.
Yeah.
They're all separate games, not necessarily even in the same universe, the same world, same anything. But like, you know, they're supposed to be driven forward by their own plot and their own development, and the fact that the characters have got strength and you know that the strength of character rather, and like you know they build and they come to their realizations throughout the game and whatever else.
Yeah.
But like, not just being thrown an assassin's tour and be told, "Hey, fuck it, why not? You've already completed the game twice. Now you can just go and slaughter them, but with a backstab instead."
It's not gonna, in all seriousness, as much as I used to love Assassin's Creed, it's not gonna pull me personally into wanting to play Final Fantasy. I mean, doesn't matter what Final Fantasy throw into it, it's the actual game itself that's gonna make me interested, not the add-ons that they're gonna throw in, like the Assassin's Creed. Who knows what they'll throw in? They might throw in like a Soul Calibur reference or like a Mortal Kombat reference or something, but that's not gonna draw me in as a person. It's the game itself, which I think they're just kind of failing on at this point.
Yeah.
And lastly, I've tried to play Final Fantasy like 7 or 8 times. I've never been able to stick to it for more than 2 hours. But let's be like, every game I play, I can only stick to for 2 hours. So I mean, there's that. You know?
Yeah, I feel like RPGs are perhaps not made
Not
for
me.
your attention
No.
span. But
Adderall or
Storyline. Oh look, a birdie!
I'd have to get into some hardcore drugs, I think.
yeah, just start railing at Adderall every hour or so, and you'll be fine.
Fail a little bit.
It'll be fine.
Scream. I'm doing this for my family. For the $3 an hour I make streaming, I have to stream Final Fantasy. I'm just railing coke.
Yeah. Well, because as well we know, all Twitch people are billionaires.
That's where it's headed. That's right.
Right. So I think we've, well, I've screeched enough about Final Fantasy 15.
I heard
now.
no screeching, so we need at least one.
That
There
one?
we go.
Good.
Now I'm happy.
That felt good. That felt good. I feel a little more zen now. So perhaps we can move on with some vestments of grace. So next up, we have a cheeky double of Overwatch tidbits, because Overwatch has done some interesting bits, as well as launching the new short, which is currently playing for your eyeballs now. The first point that we come to is Blizzard have apologised to the entirety of Australia because their new Junkertown map has the term takeout on it instead of takeaway. And they decided to apologise to the entirety of Australia for incorrectly using the term takeout.
I actually can't believe that this is a story. I can't believe that actually this is a thing. When I first read the article, I was just kind of sat there and I was like, this is some heavy trolling. Seriously, please tell me this is not real. And I kind of read it more and I was literally like, no, this is real. This is literally the gaming industry. One person gets upset over a tiny little bit of wording that you're going to pass by 17,000 times and not even realize is in the game. And the whole industry's like, I am so sorry, please forgive me. If all you care about is one tiny word in a game, like most things in life, your priorities are really messed up.
No, I like where he talks about the coffee too, doesn't he? He's
the
coffee, but in our video game isn't the same size as a coffee would be in Australia. It's not real. I'm just saying.
It's ruined my immersion, alright? Like, I couldn't believe that I was truly in Junkertown for the entire time because of those flaws.
I mean, setting and design of like maps and things, it's all well and good, but you don't care about that. You don't literally, for the whole however long Overwatch games are. Personally, I played 3 matches, 30 minutes worth of Overwatch, and I refunded it. Didn't like it. But I spent more time trying to focus on who the hell I'm shooting than what, oh look, that French window is perfectly molded. I don't
I spent all my time in games looking at French windows, I'll have you know, and it's very important to me.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you ask any of the top players who play like Overwatch professionally, do you know what like half the signs on the windows and the walls say in Overwatch? They'll say, no, it's like killing Mercy, mate. Oh, there you go, there's your answer.
I'm going to ask Valkyr, because I'm on pretty good terms with Valkyr. I'm gonna ask him and find out whether he knows. I'm going to quiz him, actually. I'm going to quiz him on signposts of Overwatch and see how he scores. And if he doesn't score very well, I'm going to take away his diamond rank. That's my pledge.
Yep. That's your personal pledge.
Mm-hmm.
I do like what they are doing with Overwatch, though. It does kind of make me want to go back to it and try it a second time. But there's also a lot of things that put me off. I prefer, I know obviously it's 2 very different games, but the whole like combat team version, I love Team Fortress 2. I absolutely adore Team Fortress 2. Everyone could probably give me so much schmack for that because they're like, yeah, they ruined Team Fortress 2. Yeah, look, that's your opinion. It's still an original to me. It was still there. Overwatch, I felt, was kind of like taking that and just making it more fun for kids.
More Blizzard?
Yes.
More shiny?
Well, yeah, it Blizzard did Team Fortress 2.
Blizzard did.
Did the Nemesises drive Lexuses? I like that Jeff Kaplan starts his apology by saying, I'd like to offer a direct apology to the entire country of Australia. Imagine
Not the
you're the
people who
game
complain.
director of a video game and you get a call from your PR department and they're like, hey, listen, you need to apologize to the entire country of Australia.
Mr. Kaplan, I've got Australia on line 1.
I think that could be really funny in a stream whenever I say something stupid. I could just apologize to the entire country of Australia, all of my viewers, and anyone for tuning in for even 2 minutes to put up with that shit. But
I demand you start doing
I'd like
this.
to apologize to an entire country.
Yeah, just literally have a globe near you and just give it a spin every time.
Just spin it.
Today is Mexico. Mexico, I am so very, 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 very sorry.
Specifically Guadalajara, I'm sorry. Kevin, I know there's a Kevin that lives there. Fuck you. Everybody else, I'm sorry. I don't know, man. That's just the most bizarre article I've ever read. Not ever. It's up
But I like it. I think it's brilliant.
I saved it to my what's it called? The little bar on the top of your search bar.
Oh, your bookmarks?
Yeah, it's a bookmark.
That's there forever.
I went up with the iPad.
Because if I'm ever having a rough day or depression's back for a day or two, I'm just gonna read this article and be like, well, at least I'm not apologizing to a country. I feel like you have to be a political figure that's high enough up in office to have to apologize to a country. That, or you have to make a video game.
Yeah, a video game that cannot tell the difference between takeout and takeaway.
But for me, I'm ex-military, so like the fact that he's just like the whole time I was reading it, I was just cringing and thinking like, what the fuck are you apologizing for?
I mean, I think it was a little tongue-in-cheek, just a tad. I have a feeling.
I understand what they're doing. It's gonna make it so they make more money.
Well, to be honest, right, is that not enough news, and is that not enough dumbness and weirdness for us to be talking about it right now?
It makes me want to play Overwatch, and I've never played it, so.
So you can see the offending sign.
Yeah, that's a selling point for me, just because it's so bizarre. Like, huh.
Now, part 2 of our Overwatch discussion, though, and this is mental. So I know you guys don't really play Overwatch. I don't play it hugely, but like, you may be able to appreciate this just on a general gaming level. So Mercy, which is a healer, like she is has up to this point more or less been strictly healer and buff, and that's all she did. She's floating about doing this stuff. And they've overhauled her, so in the test environment for Overwatch now, they've overhauled her, so for her ultimate ability, she previously was able to res every single person on her side that were dead at that point in time. They've done away with that, changed that into a single person resurrection that she can use as a skill, and given her mental bitch mode called Valkyrie, where she just, for 20 seconds... can take off into the air, fly around as much as she wants, and melt people. Like, her fire rate, her fire damage, her everything is just buffed incredibly. There's this player of the game where she wipes the entire team in about 7 seconds.
Yeah, I saw the video to that. I'm like, okay.
So
basically, you completely overhauled the character and made it a untouchable tank.
Yep.
Like, she's now stronger than the best DPS.
That like takes
games like League
mechanics. That's like a Battlefield mechanic, and throwing it into Overwatch, saying, "Oh, there's a fucking tank that just blew up the whole house with all 8 of you in it. Hope you were having fun being tactical. It was of no use."
Yeah, your tactics are nothing for the next 20 seconds. Your tactics are done.
Everyone's gonna die twice.
Pretty much.
I don't know what the respawn time is, but I swear she could pop off a couple kills on each person if it's not super long.
Well, I'll say she gets 20 seconds when she's popped it to float around and just deal death, and then she needs to rebuild her meter, which she'll do by healing people and buffing people, whatever else. So she can literally, heal people from behind in the shadows and hiding around corners and whatever else. And then when she's got her ultimate ready, just come out like, fuck you, and everyone's dead.
It's gonna need a lot of tweaking, I think. There is a video attached to the article where obviously, like you said, they just take the team out.
Even the tank!
Entire team in 7 seconds.
The tank took 3 shots!
Yeah.
It was a Roadhog, and he took 3 shots, and he was done.
But like most games, like take League of Legends as an example, that game's been out ages, and that is forever, ever. The heroes are forever getting like buffed and debuffed all the time in that game. There will never be a balance because it's not about the actual hero itself. It's the person playing it. I think it's kind of half down to skill, half down to the actual hero itself. Or I don't know if you call them heroes in Overwatch.
Yeah, I think now.
Yeah. So it's kind of half and half. So it doesn't matter how much tweaking you're gonna do. You could have like the worst debuffed character and put him in the hands of a very, very skilled player. Still a death machine.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's kind of okay, what do we do with that then? Debuff it more? Still gonna find somebody who kicks ass with that character.
Yeah, but like it's to the point where like I noticed in the testing area. And it's not for release yet, and they may still tweak this before it goes out and test it a bit more and whatever else. But someone, after smoking the biggest bowl of crystal meth in their office, went, well then, this seems fine, and pushed it.
It's a hell of a drug.
Like I mean, like they genuinely must have. Like there is no way on this earth that doesn't win a game every time.
Yeah.
Like, it just does.
I'm waiting for somebody to like buff up Doomfist or something. Yeah, let's just make him just so like his attack is just forever killing people.
Yeah, why not? Why not just make everyone immortal and be done with it?
Just make matches days, weeks long. You just hop in and hop out whenever you feel like it. Swap out some team members. You sleep for 12 hours. You play for 12 hours.
Yeah.
And you keep seeing that over and over and over until one team's like, "I'm tired, man."
Yeah, that's it. It's just about when you fall asleep and snuggle. Whoever snuggles first loses.
The only way you win is if the opposing player DCs or they just finally.
Literally, just not playing the game, just off to one side, DDoSing, in the hopes that you win.
Yeah. You have to hire some Russian hackers to get after it.
How quickly can you send Bitcoin across?
You think that paying for few bots was just wait. It's gonna be expensive.
Multi-million-dollar World Series.
It's like that. It's funny to me. You thought paying view bots was bad. Everybody in the chat's like, yeah, it's pretty expensive, right? Because we all do it.
View bots are so cheap, though. Like, they're dirt cheap.
I wouldn't know.
You could totally... Yeah, anyway.
Moving on.
I looked into it once because I was like, well, if you can't beat them, join them for $2, apparently.
Holy shit.
But yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But, so I thought that was worth flagging up because that's like batshit moment of the week for me. I can't even begin to encompass. As someone that's played it casually for maybe a combination of 10 to 15 hours total, something like that, I can't even encompass coming up against that and having anything to really do against it. Because by the time you go, oh shit, there's a Mercy up there, you've already been melted. Like, there's not even time to take a shot at her. Like, it's madness.
What I'm waiting for is Mercy versus Mercy, and they both have Valkyrie mode on.
Yeah, that's it. Just whizzing around like a mad bitch.
What will happen then? World War IV.
Well, I mean, who knows? So, next up on the agenda is a bit of an interesting one. So, they're bringing out a new movie of It, as written by Stephen King.
I'm so excited for that.
Which, yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I always get a bit worried about remakes, but like it looks okay.
I love the original. I love the original It.
I actually love Tim Curry is an amazing actor.
But I'm a little concerned on that front. But well, time shall tell, I suppose, more than anything. But very, very interestingly, they've brought out this weird little 8-bit tie-in game, and it's
a little boat.
It's cool. I kind of like it. You play as the little paper boat. It's like going along through the sewer and dodge little obstacles and stuff. And it's just this little 8-bit weird game.
It actually looks kind of cute.
I'm playing it right now.
And
I
just think it's...
Wait, can you actually play it right now?
Yeah, it's literally linked on that article.
Oh, man.
Can you play on iPad? Sorry, I should be doing a podcast.
Yeah, I know, like, fuck you. Well, I'm just going to sit here and wait until you guys are done.
Play this game. You guys let me know when you're done. This is pretty good,
but
man.
It's an interesting one because I wouldn't say that the movie lends itself necessarily to having a tie-in game, and it's just a free little thing. It just feels like someone just had a little project off to the side in the office and just went, bored on my lunch break, I'm just going to throw together this little game and you can bundle it up with a movie release, I guess. And it's kind of cool.
Loves freebies though. It does actually, in all seriousness, like going back to Final Fantasy, tossing Assassin's Creed into Final Fantasy does not make me want to go and play the game. Tossing in a freebie little 8-bit game makes me want to go and watch the movie more.
But what if they tied in Assassin's Creed to this little 8-bit game and made the paper boat an assassin?
I think it's missing some serious redundancy. Oh wait, it is pretty redundant. The game's pretty fun. I think
It's
I'd
so
get sick of
sensitive
it
on the iPad.
I'd probably get bored with it after like 10 minutes, but it's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
It's cute.
Just a
Cool.
cute
I
little
think it
addition.
I think it needs a vagina mod. Just like
You want your boat to be innie, not outie.
in the sewer. I'm just saying. That's it. That's fun, actually. We'll do
It's
a
just, I don't know.
48-hour marathon of that stream.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Hit our mod on that.
Sub donations to change the hue of your boat.
Look, it's a vagina. Oh, cool. It looks so real. Yeah.
Allow me
Is
to
that
send
a
my
vagina
bits.
in a sewer collecting balloons? You bet it is. You want to get inside of it? Yeah.
Put that shit on front page.
You
Brilliant.
can touch these greasy keys. It's just the arrow. It's just use your dirty fingers and get in the vagina. That went somewhere. I'm sorry.
It did. It
I'd like
south.
to
I think was the
apologize
direction.
to the entire country of Australia. Sorry.
And it's only fair that you do so. Australia is easily offended by vagina-like boats.
Offended by vaginas.
I guess. I don't know.
That's my official statement as Senshudo.
The CEO of Senshudo.
I'll keep it.
Issues.
I'll-
Issues. A
Yeah,
countrywide
my official
apology
statement
to the
is
people of Australia.
literally all of Australia hate vaginas.
That's gonna be your next tweet. Is literally if someone gets offended over something, just be like, dude, I am so sorry to the country of Australia for how you feel.
Yeah, I would like to apologise to the country on Australia on behalf of having to deal with you. Like, that would be... That's the new slapdown.
There's gonna be the new sort of like rotisserie Twitter trend, because at the minute
Yeah.
they've got that crazy. What is it they've got at the minute meme-wise on Twitter? I've been seeing a lot of the chick walking past and the guy
Yeah.
checking out the chick when his other chicks kind of staring at them. I've seen a lot of that floating around. I'm just kind of like, some of these are really cringy. Some of these are actually really good.
So is it going to be Kaplan with Mercy looking at him whilst Australia walks past? Is that
Yeah.
is that going to be the new setup?
Somebody needs to make that. Somebody with Photoshop skills other than me, go make that. Or
This
retweet the
is
shit
my
out of it.
problem. I've got all of these ideas, but no skill in which to actually create them.
You should be like, Chris, I've got an amazing idea for a meme. What? Talk to me. I need this, this, and this. Fantastic. Give me 5 minutes.
You need to be like my ghostwriter graphic designer. That's basically how this needs to roll.
Well, I just tweeted out to.
I would
shoot-
like to apologize to the country of Australia.
Yeah, I tweeted Senshudo agonize and Australia. Like, you can actually- Australia, so they're gonna be like, what the fuck?
You had to be there, kid. You had to be there.
Yeah.
I'm sure Australia will appreciate the sentiment at the very least, even if they
Yeah.
don't know what it's for. But anyway, 8-bit tie-in games. Interesting idea.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, I like it.
Literally just people see it, apologize to Australia. Why are you apologizing to Australia, man?
I'll just
Look,
make that.
pick a reason. Just pick a reason of your own and decide it's that. You may as well.
Yeah, just
Doesn't matter.
pick anything. Well, my mom yelled at me the other day. Apologize to Australia.
Go to your room and apologise to Australia.
You should always be sorry.
I
If any-
died in PUBG, blame Australia, and then apologize to it.
Yep.
Well, to be fair, you could blame the lag on Australia because their internet's renownedly shite. So,
Yep.
you've got that. Right, so next up, we have got less than a fortnight to wait for some more Fortnite. Yeah. So next week, they're going to release a bunch of extra content into Fortnite. It's interesting to see how the game's progressing, because it's obviously still an early access game at this stage. But they're slowly but surely, plugging more content into it, plugging more balance into it. They're adding loads of new weapons and traps and a new mode and a bunch of extra stuff in there. Have you guys gotten around to playing Fortnite yet?
I friggin' love Fortnite. No, I'm not actually gonna lie. I haven't played anything recently because I've been quite into Dauntless that's just come out. But before that, I played Fortnite a lot. I actually really like it. I don't know why it's. I can understand why people give it a little bit of stickler, but I don't think those people have played it with the right group of people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? It's one of those games where you can play on your own and it's fun. If you play with friends, it's a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a game that gets real boring real fast if you're trying to solo it, in my opinion. That was my experience. But I ended up playing it for a longer period of time. Like, after I hit like 40 hours, the game started to get more fun. Felt like it was too easy at first. That's why I was playing solo. And it was... The leveling up was so slow. Like, grinding solo was so slow.
Yeah.
But this, the expansion stuff, like, the new stuff coming looks pretty good. Just kind of reminds me of Call of Duty meeting Fortnite.
I'm excited for
like,
the new hero.
Wow. Yeah, it looks pretty good. But I'm pretty lazy. I only got like to power level 16 or something so far. I don't know how many hours you guys put into it.
I think I'm
too many.
20.
Yeah.
I love the pinatas. Okay, I'm just gonna hold my hands up and just be like, the pinatas are my little guilty pleasure in that game. I'll quite happily sit and beat the crap out of it. And the commentary, the little one-liners that they've got, it's so well written as well.
It's so gratifying when you hit the pinata and it turns silver.
Yeah, and then you get the gold.
And it turns gold.
That's like,
you're like, hello, daddy.
In my old age, that's better than sex. I mean, a lot better. My wife would agree. Oh, it's
good. I like it.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Like I said, I'm kind of excited to see what they're gonna actually bring in Fortnite, but it has a lot of potential. I mean, at the minute now, as base game, it's pretty set. But the fact that they're still adding bits to it, like with the new level that's coming out, the new heroes, the new defenders, and weapons, there's so much potential for it to, expand more, which I'm quite excited to see. I'm quite excited to watch the progress of this little baby growing up into adulthood. And the fact it's going free to play is quite good as well, because not a lot of games like this in this sort of game industry era that we're on at the minute would do that.
Right.
There's a lot of games at the moment that just go, let's have a Kickstarter, and then you'll be waiting for the game for 3 years, and it's like, oh yeah, we'll bring you something summer 2017. Gets to summer 2017, they're like, oh yeah, we kind of blew all the money, and we kind of don't have anything.
Alright guys, the game's gonna get released.
3 years, fine.
Time to run it through Indiegogo instead.
Yeah.
What I would say is, I think the main thing that needs the most attention to it, like, while it's great to get like the extra content come through, the weapons, the traps, and maps, the different modes and whatever else, I think one thing they really need to focus on most is ensuring that the plateau that you kind of get to after a while isn't as punishing as it feels.
Yeah.
So you get to a point where all of the early game stuff has kind of, petered out with all of the free packs or the free pinatas that you get and whatever else, and it starts to slow down and what have you, and it's slower and slower, and you're getting less and less new stuff and less ability to start unlocking more stuff, and it feels quite rough at the moment with that, and I think they can ease it a little.
I agree, 100%.
They do kind of have that. Well, when I played, and I know from people who I played with, they throw pretty much everything at you in the start and just go, here you go, no tutorial, we'll give you a tutorial about how to shoot a gun, but not how to use all this stuff, and you're like, whoa, what's that? What does that do? and you've got nothing. I think, like you said, Squall, they need to sort of like add it very slowly as you progress and make them interesting. So you're like, ooh, I want to grind until level 60 because I want that.
Yeah, instead of part of the problem actually.
Everything.
Is like I am still using the same triple shot sniper that I've been using since more or less the start of the game.
Yeah.
Because I unlocked a high rarity one, and I've been using it ever since. I've just leveled it up a little bit as I've gone along.
Can you one-shot pretty much everything? Because mine...
I'm now at the stage where it's two-shot.
The purple or gold ones, and it's just one-shot sniper. But it's not even like one-shot reload. It's like, I think it's got 5 shots in it.
That's how mine.
It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5k reload. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh look, the horde's gone.
I think it's a ton of fun. I think as long as they kind of address some of the concerns Squall was talking about, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
For me. It's just for me. I'll keep playing it if that happens.
It's a fun little idle game.
To level up one little thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's no AAA game, but...
I've been into MMORPGs all that much because of the grinding. I like to grind with my homies and my boys back in C-Town.
And in the club.
No, not even the club. I'm talking like bowling alleys. Like that's how. Just like
it's the age showing through again, Faye.
Just get into a big man circle and just grind it out. But I'll just like playing the same.
Cue some like Barry White or something. Or was it Marvin Gaye? Let's get it on.
Marvin Gaye. Happy days. But yeah, I think it's got a lot of potential, but I do think they need to, as I say, bring a little more variety for the further you get through the game. Because, as I say, I've been using the same piss and gun the whole time, and there's no real reason to change from that. And it kind of just it just helps the game grow stale. It's a free-to-play game as it is, so the odds are it's going to become stale after time. But because that's just how they kind of set up, unless you throw bags and bags of money at it. But which is kind of fair enough as a legitimate way of going about it, I suppose. But they need to kind of assuage that a little bit to give it some sort of real long-term appeal.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with a lot of games these days. Is it's very difficult to stand out and to grip the viewership these days because, you know, it's like with Fortnite. Okay, it's its own game, but someone's always comparing it to this game had a baby with this game and created Fortnite. It's like
it's the Dark Souls of epic games because every fucking game is the Dark Souls of something.
Yeah, and that's how it is in the gaming industry these days. Like, Dauntless at the minute, everyone's like, oh, it's just basically Monster Hunter with a reskin. Well, go play the game. It's not. I can understand where you're getting that, but it's not. Games are just. I think everything's kind of been done at this point.
Yeah, that's a tangent for me, because if I ever see a game that's just fucking weird, but it's gonna be new, like new gameplay tactics, new skill checks, anything new, I'm all about it. Like I remember just falling in love with David Cage, Quantic Dream, all those games, just because they were different, because it was a little bit fucking different. And what's funny is he probably ripped somebody else off that didn't have as much money, so maybe it's not even his original idea. But it was original to me. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
There's like stuff like Super Hot. Super Hot I really enjoyed just because of how it put a unique spin on stuff.
It's a new type of gameplay, and I feel like it's risky in the just economic nowadays to come out with a game that doesn't have X, Y, and Z that is tested and true and going to make you money.
Well, AAA doesn't do it, really, because they're worried about the profit margin.
Yeah, because they have
they just bring out a sequel to a big money spin-off that they've already got rolling in money. Just like, what should we do? Should we do something new? No, fire that guy. Let's just do a spin-off on another Assassin's Creed.
If there was anything that I wish would have kept going for money, as far as media goes, I would want it to be Home Alone. I just want like a Home Alone 17 where Kevin's like 45 years old, and they leave home and he's just kind of a bum. He's like, he's like slaps his face.
Domino's
He's like,
pizza all over the place.
I don't know. But
I could see that working. It's and then the final movie could be him in like the retirement home, just screaming at the TV, like nothing's happening. He's having his meds come round. That's all it is.
2 hours of that. It's like Scar
Story.
Dark and bloody. Oh. Anyways, that's a tangent. Let's go back.
But no, it's quite cool because, like I said, they did it with Toy Story 3. Like, literally, all the memes on Twitter was like, "Get out of the way, little kids! I've been waiting empty years for this." It's like we grew up with that stuff. Yeah, of course we're gonna be into it. That is, I mean, game developers, crack on, find a game that we grew up with in childhood, like the Crash Bandicoot remake.
Yep.
They got Jack and Daxter coming soon as well.
Yeah. And the remake is fantastic.
Oh no, it's the Dark Souls of platformer games, Chris. Of course.
It's the Dark Souls. What?
Wait, you play Crash Bandicoot? This looks like a game I used to play as a kid. What's it called? Oh yeah, Crash Bandicoot. No fucking shit.
No, you meant Dark Souls.
Oh yeah, Dark Souls. Everything's Dark Souls.
Like, a sip of the Dark Souls and energy drinks.
Dark Souls ripoff. What?
I know, people are dumb.
Smoking.
People are dumb.
Dark Souls can be related to everything, though. Agriculture, science.
Is your marriage the Dark Souls of marriages?
Yep. It's doing something right. Dodge roll.
You feel like you are in a relationship with Manus. Get yourself a Gwyn. Maybe a Gwendolyn.
That's great.
Oh, dear me. Right, okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to Don't Nod. Not specifically Life is Strange, but there's nothing for the new game yet. But they have a new game in the works, partnering with Bandai Namco, of all people, rather than Square Enix, which have put most of their stuff through so far. Not a ton of information about it thus far. By the way, like just as a side note, I'm so excited about Life is Strange Before the Storm coming out next week.
I was going to say they released a short of Life is Strange today. I don't know if you've seen it, Sam.
Yeah, well done. I saw like 20 minutes of I saw 20 minutes of gameplay at E3 for it, and I was just like the entire time. But this is a new game that they're coming out with at some point in the future. And I think it's interesting because Don't Nod are fucking good for people that aren't AAA, really. Like they get published through Square Enix, but they're not a traditional AAA company. They kind of come out of nowhere. They're a little bit of a mishmash of a few other studios or people from other studios, from what I remember. But yeah, they're kind of like thrown straight out into being fairly well known off the back of Life is Strange. Life is Strange is like it succeeded far more than Square Enix expected it to, or Don't Nod expected it to, and they're kind of overwhelmed by it. So it'll be interesting to see where this one goes. All that's really known about this new one is it's already been in production for a little while, since last year. It's going to be based in the US in a fictional city and have a fair dose of investigation. What direction do you think they might go with this? Do you reckon it's going to be a good old gumshoe detective work, but also I'm going to read this book about art so I can feel some angst in my soul at the same time? Like, what way do we think it's going to go?
I mean, if they do an investigation, but they're also trying to make it very, not like Life is Strange, but have that emotional impact like Life is Strange. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie, I bawled my eyes out as Life is Strange, and because you kind of it's real life situations where it's like you can relate in a way, but with Don't Nod you can't really relate if it is based on an investigation, because if they take it down that route and you, for example, play the investigator, dealing with investigating in a horrible incident, you don't have that same attachment as if you play one of the characters, because you kind of see it through a sort of a null void, so to speak. Like, you're watching everything happen, you are not there as everything is happening. So I don't know if it does go down the detective route, if it'll have the sort of the same atmosphere as Life is Strange.
Yeah.
And I can see it working, but like if you think about like a film noir sort of style, where you're kind of behind the eyes of the detective, and they have that inner monologue going through. Oh, well, she came in through the door, and her legs went on for miles, and she had eyes like fire, and she was bringing me exactly what she wanted, but what she wanted was really what I wanted, and she knew just exactly how it made myself tick, or some fucking ramble like that, you know?
That's good shit, because that's what I was thinking. I think they could do it just like Life is Strange, but I don't think they will. What the hell do I know, though? I don't know.
They already have.
Why the fuck are you here? No.
I do think that you could that they could make it like really immersive, where you get to know, say, like the detective's personal life and everything he's dealing with, and kind of tie it back into the story to make it more relatable. I don't know.
And maybe like touching.
Detectives are people too.
Yeah, for sure. And like maybe touching into the lives of the people that you're trying to help or investigate around or whatever. You've got a grieving widow, and then you're trying to comfort them and take them through the process or whatever else. Like there's ways to draw that emotion from people other than just the main character. That the stuff with Kate that happened in Life is Strange wasn't happening directly to you, and whilst you had input on trying to help her situation, like what happened to her was very touching and very emotionally driven at the same time. Like I don't think you need to have it occurring to you, the player, then as much as it's just there and well told, and which Don't Nod do pretty well.
Hopefully that is the case, but I like playing, I wouldn't say detective games, but games based on where you play a detective looking into like a previous case. You don't really feel as much.
No.
Well, I know I don't from playing them, but playing Life is Strange, even though you're not a detective, but you are someone who
you're trying to figure out what's going on and what happened.
Yeah, you're not there, but you are part of the tie-in. You are part of that. Whereas a detective's kind of like somebody who knows nothing about these people and they're learning about them.
I see
that. Which is kind of like, it's different. I can understand where people, can sort of confuse the two and see it from different points of view. But for me, if it is you are a detective trying to learn about a situation, I don't think it's going to be... Well, I mean, if Don't Nod do it very well, then it could be really gripping. We don't know, because I don't know them as a company. I don't know the work they've done. But it'd be nice to see. There's a big market for games like Life is Strange, I think.
Yeah.
If done right. Right. We're not going to turn into Dark Souls ripoff.
Yeah, there's a game
Hopefully.
called Blues and Bullets that's...
Oh god, yes, that game is so good and very unfinished.
What I would imagine this could be. And that was one of my favorites, and it fucking sucks that they only did 2 episodes.
Is that still up in the air, or is it just... Is it dead now? Like it's been forever.
Last thing I read, which was 3 months ago or so, it's dead. They're not going to finish it. Yeah.
This game is so good. Like, for those that don't know, it's like a very artistically driven detective
I'll tell.
game. Yeah, it's quite noir-y as well, like in the way that all of the lines are delivered. The voice of the main character is Geralt from The Witcher. Like it's the same dude. So
it's got a Life is Strange element to it.
And it sucks that the story isn't going to finish. From what it sounds like, but even just the 2 episodes that are there are very, very good and very enjoyable. I actually streamed it at one point.
Yeah, me too. It's a good
game. I don't know how I feel about Life is Strange 2, though. I know it's a prequel.
So good.
But
So I demonstrate to you.
Do well.
So I demonstrate to you the moment that I fell in love with Before the Storm. So I was watching the game, the gameplay. It's a scene where Chloe's going to a gig in this bar somewhere, and she pisses off some blokes, and they start on her, and then the bouncers like trying to hustle her out. Oh no! Someone like drags her out the door while the bouncers are trying to deal with these dudes, and she goes like that to blow him a kiss. And I was just like, I need this game now. Just for that one moment alone, I need this game. Just because of Chloe being Chloe. It was really just satisfying.
See, like I want it to do well, but when you played the Aftermath, I don't know what they're gonna do. Well, obviously we don't know exactly what it's gonna play out like, but I mean, it would be nice to learn more about Chloe. She was my favorite character in Life is Strange.
Yeah.
Max, I mean, I understand Max is the main character. I felt she was very monotone, but she was still a likable person. They managed to make a very monotone female
very
likable.
Teenager.
It was very well. She was very well made, and Chloe. Even though she was just kind of like she was like the aftermath of herself. This was the Chloe now. It'd be nice to see, okay, so what made her tick? What made her dye her hair blue? What made her turn into somebody who hangs out with rough people, the rough crowd, and smoke and all this and that?
And I think that's exactly what this is. This is, how Chloe became who she was, how she interacted with Rachel, and got to know Rachel Amber and whatever else. And it's just... I think it's going to give you a lot of those answers. There's no time travel element to it either. It's literally just enjoy this story about the other character, what you liked, which is fine by me.
And knowing a bit more about Rachel as well, because in Life is Strange, you just know her as that she exists. She's just a person, and she was the first of many. What happened? I don't want to do spoilers just in case people haven't played it. But learning about Rachel and how she ended up getting caught up in the plot line of Life is Strange would be quite fun as well. I hope they do well with it. I just don't want it to be very hyped up and then flop. I don't want it to lose the aspect of like what the thing that gripped you in Life is Strange. I want it to keep that.
But the thing is, I think the thing that gripped me about Life is Strange was just the fact that it was a well-told story. I don't give a fuck about the fact that Max could vibrate wildly with a hand and rewind and whatever else. I don't give a fuck. Doesn't matter. I just enjoyed the story and the interactions.
Taking that completely out of it, and it would have been fucking incredible. Just the premise of like, okay, hey, I've been insecure too. I know what it's like to be a teenager. Okay, yeah.
I've wanted to make friends with that exact person and failed in exactly the same way.
That's what I mean. It's just good. It just captivates what it's like to grow up in certain situations. Yeah. Most situations, I think. I think everybody has that at some point.
I think the thing that really gripped me about it was the inner monologue, because that's how I live my life. Just having this constant inner monologue of like, oh, I can't go and annoy that person because that would look really bad.
Me too.
We're all the same angsty teenage girl.
Yeah.
We are all experiencing our inner Chloes in life.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, you're going for a latter Chloe with the hair color and stuff.
Yeah. I'm like this is like my Chloe, but I'm taking my own version.
Putting your own style on it.
My own style of Chloe.
Male pattern baldness that looks real good.
That's your way of exhibiting your Chloe.
I'll show you my Chloe.
Oh, what?
Oh, yeah.
Have people in the window. I can't turn the. I mean, I could. Hang on.
That's my Chloe.
That's my
Chloe right
Jesus
there.
Christ.
Who is it?
That's my Chloe.
Sorry about
so there you go. It takes many different forms. It's many different meanings, but we're all the same person. I'm glad we got that settled.
Sorry, I just needed to wait.
God, I'm glad we had this talk, guys. I feel so much in touch with my inner Chloe now. Thank you. Mama, are you proud?
I'm proud. I'm your mama. Call me mama. Wait, this went somewhere weird.
I mean, a little bit. So, onto the next topic. I feel that we've squeed enough about our excitement for Life is Strange Before the Storm ends.
Well, let me just say real quick. I know who I'm going to watch stream the game. Squall. You look fucking excited about this game, so.
It literally is. I could play for it again before it comes out. That might be a thing.
If I
but
don't
play value.
Stop buying it, I'm going to be over there, naked, just watching.
Sweat. Big old tub of Vaseline. Happy days.
Mrs. Faye and I will pull out the whipped cream and the chicken hands. Get naked. Watch Squall and.
That noise. I'm sorry, Ed.
For the record, that's how I prefer everyone watches the stream.
But just no pants.
Squall
has a no pants rule. You watch Senshudo TV, that should be a warning label. As soon as people come in and they type something, just like warning.
Yeah, the rules.
Explicit content, remove your pants.
Well, no, you know, like the little rules pop-up thing that comes up when you go into a channel for the first time. I need to stick it in there.
Yes. Remove pants.
Pants off or piss off. That's
Anybody ever watched that 70s show? Anybody? Anyone?
Nah, not my thing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's just this character there that always says he's gonna take his pants off with a high-pitched voice. It's pretty good. Thanks for listening. Can we get a golf clap? Woo, great.
Hey, look, that added value to this podcast for precisely 7 people out there.
No, it did. Taking off my pants.
There you go.
Great.
There you go. Kerosine's got you. I know he watches it.
Rick and Morty.
Too hard. All right.
Morty.
Dude, I love that show. Sorry, we're good.
Rolling on to things that are also alien and strange to me. Mass Effect Andromeda.
This is my baby.
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Mass Effect, I'm fucking shit.
So Mr. I've forgotten his bastard name. Mr. EA, we're going to call him until I find his name again.
Sunderland.
What's his pissing name? Patrick Sutherland. That's his fucker's name. Has basically come out, not like that, come out and said, don't be mean about Mass Effect Andromeda. People have said many mean things about the game, and I think it's very unfair. This is one of the worst releases that has come out, and one of the largest disappointments, and one of the largest trashings of a well-beloved franchise in quite some fucking time. Sit the fuck down, Paddy. You ain't got shit to say, son.
I'm really disappointed in what he actually... His actual quote was, I think the game is actually a great game. Of course you're going to say that. It's your frigging game. Yes, we have to acknowledge the fact that there were some things that maybe we could have done better. Absolutely.
Maybe!
It's like
things you could have done better. I mean, the facial animations. Come on, guys, it's a AAA bloody game. If you can't get your facial animations right, but a game like Hellblade can do it better with a smaller team that's an indie company. Just put the hat on the coat stand of your gaming life and your gaming job and get out. I'm sorry, if you can't get simple things right, you don't belong in the industry, in my point. It's disgusting. Like Ed said, it's disgusting.
It's like being a premature ejaculator, but never being willing to admit it to yourself or others, right? Because you're like, you made a shitty, fucking, terrible game. If you admit it, at least you can relate with your audience and try to make a better game next time, or like make it better somehow.
Yeah, but even if you were a premature ejaculator,
allegedly,
at the after this has occurred, you wouldn't turn around and go, maybe that was a little too soon, but I resolved it in the end.
That's my point exactly.
Well, I enjoyed it. And maybe it was soon, and I appreciate the fact that maybe we could have taken precautions to make it last a little bit longer, but in the end, this is
maybe next time I'll tie a rubber band around so it doesn't happen again. Like, I don't understand what. No, there's no redemption involved in that situation. Like it's just no.
So, that's just a
I actually
12-year-old
feel really
kid,
bad.
That's the same thing as complaining about the lunch you had to eat. It's like, well, why are you complaining about your lunch, man?
I actually feel like I owe the country of Australia and my community an apology.
He should. He should be apologizing.
I'm apologizing to Venezuela.
Venezuela, fair enough. Because I actually recently finished playing through the Mass Effect trilogy, the original 3. I loved it. The graphics in 1 were great, but for a game in that time, I didn't give a crap because the storyline, everything was fantastic for the time it was released and everything. My community actually gave me money to buy Andromeda, and I actually feel like I should personally refund them and apologize to Australia whilst doing so, because I'm going to play it, I'm going to stream it, but I refuse to do so until they'd finish fixing it, which they've only just done.
Well, yeah, because
they feel bad for it.
But they've now gone. There's not going to be any more single player stuff. We're just going to leave that fucking trash fire alone. Yep. Like we're done with that. We're not going to bring out any more DLC expansions. No, fuck it. Can't be asked.
That's the whole reason I buy Mass Effect. I don't think like, oh man, I can't wait to play multiplayer. It's going to be an East someday. I'm going to be ranked.
But they're going to keep adding to that. They're going to add to the multiplayer.
Yeah, I could give.
But they're fucking off the single player, and
why?
I guess we can just start a Never mind. I shouldn't say that. I'll say that in private. I was going to talk about lawyers and all sorts of stuff, but about it.
But like, then the studio that made it, BioWare Montreal, have been gobbled up by EA Motive.
Yeah.
So, because basically the people that made Mass Effect Andromeda didn't clearly know what they were doing. If you didn't to what BioWare Montreal had done before.
Basically, EA took a game and pooped on it.
Yeah,
like they have done everything else everything they've touched, they've broken. I mean, I loved Mass Effect, and like it said in the article, it's got such a big fan base. Yes, it has. You mess it up, you are literally gonna get criticized to hell. And if you, as the head of EA, cannot take criticism, then I'm sorry, then you're in the wrong industry.
Totally.
If you're not going to listen to that big fan base that is going to support you,
that's so important to you.
I'm sorry, then don't bother rebooting Mass Effect franchise. Don't bother. Leave it alone. Let it die, and they'll be a hell of a lot happier that you did.
Yeah. Have a good cry. Talk about it later.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it publicly at all. If you're fucking pissed that people didn't like your game, you probably shouldn't publicly talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good PR, is it?
Apologize to Australia.
Oh, not at all.
Should have started this whole thing with I apologize to the whole country of Australia, but I can't deal with the criticism that you have given me of my game.
You've got a wildly successful game like Overwatch, and they're apologizing for something that they probably never even had to apologize for.
Yeah.
And then you've got a game like the Mass Effect trilogy that was pretty monumental. I don't know, man. Most gamers that were into any sort of campaign type game, it's a huge game, and they fucked it up. I don't know. He's just you can put lipstick on a pig, but it doesn't make it pretty. I guess it does to some people, but you and Fart.
I've seen one of those lipstick marks were on you, Faye. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're into some weird shit. Some weird shit.
But one of the things that he said is they've not ruled out future returns to Mass Effect, but it's kind of being put to one side for a little while until people forget what a fucking trash fire Andromeda is, basically.
In all seriousness, it's probably going to go down as probably one of the biggest embarrassments that EA's done, and to be honest, the new generation as well, they're going to see Andromeda and they're not going to want to go because of how poorly Andromeda was done and the fact that they can't take responsibility for that. They're not going to go and want to buy the previous ones.
Oh no,
maybe if they accept edited it and said, okay, we messed up on the animations. We're sorry about that. If we do, reboot it, we will make sure that those are fixed and actually make promises they're going to keep to. And then maybe the Mass Effect fan base and new people who want to be interested in Mass Effect will go, okay, fair enough. And then maybe purchase the previous ones and new ones. But if I came into Mass Effect and played Andromeda, I'd be like, I don't want to play the rest. I don't want to.
I'm done.
Why would you?
Yeah, I'm done. Exactly.
Waste of time.
But then, at the same time, those who haven't played Mass Effect, you are missing out. The original ones, anyway.
Yep.
But yeah, the important thing that I wanted to highlight, though, right? So, BioWare Montreal made Andromeda, right? I implore you all to join in at home by looking up what BioWare Montreal had done before. Because what they had done before was Mass Effect 3 DLC.
Yeah.
That's it.
To be honest, the DLC, the Citadel DLC, even though it was pretty much just banter between everybody, it was brilliant. Loved it.
Yeah.
But what I mean is that they were put to task for a big fucking AAA game, and all they'd done was slap a bit extra onto a previous one.
Totally.
I mean, if someone came into your store, right? If someone came into a retail store, right, and said they wanted a job to stack shelves in your store and to run the tills and to also do some management and to do refunds and to do everything, and on their CV it literally said, I've once put a bottle on a shelf, you wouldn't hire them on that basis, would you? Like, and that's kind of a similar tier.
I mean, I went shopping in Tesco once. Does that count?
Yeah, totally.
That's it.
Yeah.
I've seen products before.
I play video games. I could do the new Mass Effect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be much different than playing it. Making games about the same, right? I got this.
Yeah, I mean, look at your emotes, for example. Top quality.
Yeah, I have the best emotes ever.
Literally, just be stick figures running around.
Oh man,
I'd pay for that, actually. Is there a game that came out where it's
I was going to say, my pick of the week is literally stick figures running about, but we'll come to that in a minute. I wish I was joking. You couldn't write it.
God damn it, Faye, that premature ejaculation.
Yeah.
It's a rough life. It's a hard life to live.
So let's actually bring it round to our recommendations for the week. Because I'll be honest, I've had enough of just screaming about how terrible games are, and I feel like it's probably painting me up to be even more of a grumpy arsehole than I already am. If that is indeed possible. So let's go through our picks of the week. I'm going to start off with the wonderful Agonize. What have you been playing this week, and why is it spiffy? And memes.
I've been playing a lot of Dauntless. Everyone's giving it stick and comparing it to Monster Hunter. I loved Monster Hunter. I've played pretty much most of them. I'm very excited for Monster Hunter World. I'm quite excited to see what they're going to come up with that. But I've been playing Dauntless at the moment. I'm actually really enjoying it. Yes, okay, you fight people with big weapons, and it's one big monster. I get it. I get why people are giving it, the Monster Hunter vibes, but it is still its own game, and I actually do implore you to try it. It's actually really good solo as well. It's not like Fortnite where it's like better with friends. You can still play solo, and it's still a hell of fun. You can spend 7 minutes fighting one thing. You can spend half an hour killing another, but yeah, no, I like it. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if you hate me for it. I'm enjoying it. So go play it. If you don't want to spend money on it, fine. Wait till it goes free to play.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I mean, I hate you anyway, so that's not changed anything.
Fine. I hate you too, then.
Yeah, true.
But the question I want to ask though is, what does differentiate it from Monster Hunter? Like, what are the different? Because for me, I've played very little Monster Hunter, and I've not played this at all. So, like, from the outside looking in, it looks literally the same as Monster Hunter. And I can imagine that's quite a common misconception. So what are the differentiations?
With Monster Hunter, it's if you play solo, you might as well just kiss goodbye to absolutely everything. It doesn't really scale.
Okay.
Monster Hunter doesn't scale. Dauntless does, so you can quite easily take out a monster on your own. Monster Hunter has a lot of planning to do. You've got to make sure you got the potions, the equipment, the right, boosts and everything. Dauntless, you could literally run in with a health potion and wing it, and it will still give you the same satisfaction as if you went in fully armored, fully buffed up. You can still get the enjoyment, but if you go in with Monster Hunter, you get really deflated. I know I have on multiple occasions gone in with the wrong stuff, and I've spent half an hour trying to kill something, and I'm like, yeah, no, I can't do this. I'm done. I've spent 3 days trying to kill this thing with bare minimum, and it's not happening. But with Dauntless, you still get enjoyment from it. I don't know how they've managed to do that, but they still manage to bring the enjoyment, even if you forget to plan. And it's very casual as well. It's very laid back. It's something you could literally just lob on just to pass a few minutes or something. And it's something like you can play with friends as well. It's still got, it's fun solo, it's fun with friends. It's not very taxing on the brain. You don't have to think about it too much. And it's just, I like it. It's simplified. I like simple things in life.
Simple things for simple people.
Exactly.
But I guess, like, from that kind of rough description, I guess what it seems to be to me is you get less of the frustration from not succeeding, because in Dauntless it's kind of more down to you fucking up a lot for you to lose, whereas Monster Hunter is, I forgot this one piece of string and the entire thing's fallen apart, whereas you can adapt to the changes and to whatever you need to do in Dauntless and kind of wiggle your way through and kind of skirt around this and that to make it work. And that's where like the lack of frustration comes in, I guess.
Yeah, because you can forget something. You just be like, all right, well, I'll just wing it, and you still have fun doing it. You don't get frustrated. Yeah, okay, you get frustrated if you don't kill a certain monster, or if your party's a little bit, underpowered, but it's still enjoyable.
Yeah.
Which is what I like about it. It's like what Monster Hunter could have been if they simplified it. But you can keep going back. It's a game you can pick up. You don't have to keep playing it, and you don't feel... It actually gives you cute little warnings if you can't actually fight something. There's 2 warnings. There's an amber one where it's like, you're a little bit under level. This is going to be quite tough. Are you sure you want to do this? Or there's a red one that literally says, you are going to die. You should not do this fight. You are actually going to die. It quite clearly says that, but you can still do it anyway.
That's cool.
I think it's quite cute of them to do that. It's like, look, in Monster Hunter, you go and kill something. It doesn't give you warnings or anything. You just try and kill something, and then you realize it's going to one-hit KO you. Dauntless, it's like, no, you're actually going to die if you attempt this. I'm just making sure you're aware of that, and you will get pissed.
Accept your doom.
Yeah, accept it. So, yeah, no, that's why I like it. I'm not going to fall out with Monster Hunter over it. I'm still going to like both games, but they're still 2 individual games in my mind.
The interesting thing is, like, the things that you've described there are basically the reasons I don't like Monster Hunter. I might like this.
Yeah. So when it goes free to play, I would definitely recommend trying it out. Or if you want to toss money at it, it has got a lot of room for improvement. It's literally only just come into alpha. But they've had 2 updates already. And the 2 updates, they've added in a little bit extra content just to keep you on the nipple just a little bit, and it still grips you.
Keep you on the nipple.
It keeps you on the nipple. It keeps you on the teeth.
Great turn of phrase.
Suckling and wanting more.
Just a delicate tonguing. I see. Yes.
Yeah. Gives you an update. It's like, give me more. Give me the whole boob.
So it's a buy-in at the moment. Do you know roughly how much?
This is where it gets complicated. It's $80 if you literally you don't have any friends or anything. You go to the site. It's $80 to buy in to the alpha. I think it's $40 to get like a package with like a few sneaky extras, or it's $30 just for the basic package. But the $30 and the 41, you can play it on the 1st of September onwards.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have to wait until it's free to play.
Gotcha.
I don't know how long it is until it's free to play, but if you have somebody who has bought the game and has a spare code, you get it for half price.
Okay.
So if you have a code, you get Slayer access from the 1st of September, but you can buy Alpha for $40.
Nice.
Got it.
So if you've got a friend, or if you can win a code or something like that and you want to play, that's the best way. That's the best way to get it deal-wise. Otherwise, it's $80 full price.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird price point, the way they did that. I think that's really weird.
It's a little... That is a little
Strange
on
how
the
they've
high
done
end.
it.
Seems
I think it's
overcomplicated.
more like, okay, you've got the basics. Do you want to upgrade this for, a sneaky deal? And you're just kind of like, yeah.
A sleaze.
Yeah, I want that.
Oh, I like it.
It's like the freemium games, isn't it? Like, hey, just for the next 6 seconds, you can buy this 100 gems for 72% off.
Yeah,
It
and you do that. I love those deals.
Pop-ups. Those are the best.
Right, Mr. Fay, what have you been playing? What can you tell us?
An older game, Dead by Daylight. I started playing it like 2 weeks ago, and I am addicted. It's like it's all I want to play. It's really fucking good. It's got an element of just creepy, morbid, old school horror slasher movie with some basic strategy, and it's a lot of fucking fun to try to level your character up and rank your character up. I don't know. I like it. It's simple. The thing I like most about it is how simple it is.
It's just, is this just all of us? I like simple things.
Oh,
anything
dude,
that involves more than 2 things, I can't do it.
I think it's more the fact that AAA games, they're making everything so complicated lately, and we just want to roll it back just to simple things and enjoying games.
But to me, Dead by Daylight is just fun. It's just fun, and it's salty, and I love just screaming F words when I'm pissed. Like, I really like it. It's a good game. That's it. My whole spiel on it.
So, like, how would, like, because you've got like the Friday 13th game in the same sort of area, but not quite the same niche. Like, how would you say it compares up to that? Like, is it?
Friday the 13th's dead already. Like, it's kind
really?
of a done game. Yeah. If you look on Twitch, it died already for the most part. Dead by Daylight, you still got Sexy Hexy streaming it every day, and Angry Pug, and Jen Denise, and so many big streamers that's keeping it alive. I don't know. I think it's just a good game. It's on Humble Bundle right now for $10 with a bunch of other horror games.
Whoa, that is cheap. Holy shit.
Get a ton of games with Dead by Daylight.
I think you get lazy fear
I
with
don't this
that.
game, you either like it or you don't, and you'll find out pretty quickly whether you like it or you don't. And that's pretty much all.
Still, for $10, that's really cheap as well. Like, I thought it would still be quite close to its normal retail price at this stage. That's insane.
Yeah, if you go to Humble Bundle, you got the Spooky Horror Bundle. It comes with like both Dread Out games, Alien Isolation comes with it, Layers of Fear with the DLC,
Damn.
and Dead by Daylight. So bunch of my favorite
strong
games.
That's
bundle.
pretty decent. I won't lie.
That's the
I mean,
best
I have
bundle
Dead
I've
by
had for
Daylight,
a
but
while.
I might buy it.
That's what I think.
Toss out the extras, just like take them.
Yeah. There's like 3 games I don't care about, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of the 7 games. That's really good. Or 5 out of the 8 games.
That is the best value, and like with the most new stuff in there as well, or like most like varied up stuff compared to previous bundles I've seen from Humble for quite a while. So that's a pretty good catch there, good sir.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to try Dead by Daylight, it's cheap right now.
That's next 10 days as well.
The devs do a weekly show on Twitch on the twitch.tv/Dead by Daylight, and they talk about what they're buffing and nerfing, and kind of cool. I don't know. Good community.
So did you play it when it first came out, Faye?
I did.
I mean,
hated it.
okay. So That's fine, because no, my question for Faye would, like, I bought it when it first came out, and it had literally, I think it was 2 or 3 monster hunter things.
Yep.
And then obviously you had the survivors, but I think since then they've added a few more monsters and a few more, like, survivors as well. So
It's
I didn't
nice.
know, obviously, what your comparison was to then and now.
Me. I've changed a ton.
Me.
Yeah, it's me. The longer I've streamed, the more I've decided what games I actually love. I don't really play AAA titles that much anymore. I'm kind of going to leaning towards esports type games, or a game like Dead by Daylight that's just fun, but it's highly competitive. And to get to rank 1, you got to actually become good at the game. You don't just save the game after you watch 4 hours of the story and play it. I don't know. I just like it. I've changed.
And I normally see you playing Survivors, but do you have a favorite hunter to play as?
No, I'm just focused on Survivor until I get to rank 1. the highest rank.
Climbing that ladder.
30 hours and I'm like 200,029 XP away from rank 1.
Oh god. That's
So
quite
and then
some
I'll
time.
switch to Killer. That way, all the viewers that I had that liked watching Survivor will leave and be pissed. And that for 6 months, and then eventually I'll be able to just stream both at rank 1.
And it'll be perfect.
Why work on both Killers and Survivors every day when you can just piss off your community? Huh?
Good justification, and I like it. It's good.
Yeah, there you go.
When it comes round to me, I've been playing with stick figures all week. So-
I want to buy a game since you.
This game actually looks really good. I've been enjoying watching you play it.
So.
Yeah, so it's a game called West of Loathing, based off of a game from years ago. It was a web-based browser game called Kingdom of Loathing, which was like a kind of click adventure-y thing, and it was very kind of before Mafia Wars was a thing. It was in that kind of vein, but it was a single-player experience where you have like your energy. And you can spend it in certain ways to level yourself up and become more powerful and blah blah blah. So they brought out this, like, God knows how much later, after Kingdom of Loathing's probably died a death at this stage, although it does still exist. And it's a really quirky, funny little adventure about your journey through the Wild Wild West and the disaster that occurred when the cows came home and started destroying everything. And you can choose between your classes, which is a snake oiler, a cow puncher, or a bean flinger. And it's just really stupid. It's really, really dumb humour, like dad joke sort of levels, like little plays on words and stupid shit like that. You can explore every spittoon in the game, and the sort of the narration of the game gets more and more disgusted with you with each spittoon that you delve into, and just describes the mucus and the tobacco gunk that's in the bottom of it and whatever else you're trying to fish things out. It's just stupid little details like that just make it really fun, and just stupid and weird and magnificent. And I can't think of anything better to do with my time than just goof around playing stuff like this. Like, it's quite a short game as well. It's only like about 6 to 8 hours, around that sort of time. And
really?
I think, if I remember rightly, it's about £10? Question mark, as he quickly checks on Steam. Oh no, $7.99. Here's a mere £7.99, so probably like $10. So it's a cheap one, and you'll probably get your £1 an hour equation if that's how you run through calculating how much games are worth, which I kind of do. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. It's just so stupid. So
I remember I saw like the first clip of it in the first room you're in. You read a book and it's about silly walks, and it's literally just memes of stupid walks, like cartwheels or worms or crab. And I was literally, some guy was just walking around the first starter room for 20 minutes in different silly walks. I was in tears, laughing my arse off. It was brilliant.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it for the entire game. It's just full of dumb shit like that. At one point, I had my vision obscured, so it was really difficult to play the game for a while, just because someone decided to give me an ant virus he threw into my eyes, so everything was all kind of like ant vision. It was, as you do, standard. Yeah, just utterly stupid, and I've got all the time in the world for stupid humour and fart jokes and dad jokes and everything besides. Ugh. The sounds of good health there. Right, so let's talk around a slightly bigger and juicier subject, because this is kind of doing the rounds on Twitch at the moment, and it's kind of a theme, I suppose, of late. And it's, what is the difference between throwing out your opinion and bitching and moaning? So, obviously, the thing that's kind of triggered this off is people going to TwitchCon, or partners going to TwitchCon, should I say, were promised a jersey to go to TwitchCon. And the term jersey previously meant pretty lovely purple jerseys that every other partner that have done stuff for Twitch before had got, and they were very nice and lovely. And it turns out it's kind of this pretty shitty baseball tee that is pretty shittily designed, and it looks pretty natty. I probably wouldn't wear it ever if I was getting one. But there's kind of been a bit of backlash around people saying that they think it looks shite, by people saying that they're bitching and moaning around it, and they're just whining for something that they're getting for free in inverted commas when they've already paid like $100 and some for a TwitchCon ticket. Where do you think the line should be drawn? Because, like, I understand that you can express an opinion, but, like, when is it kind of just moaning for the sake of moaning? Like, I'm not sure. Do we need to draw a line in the sand with it?
I think it's dependent on a few factors, like the person, for example. There's a lot of people who are making comments on this jersey, but them as a person, in general, the way they portray themselves on social media, not be the person themselves, but how they actually portray themselves, hit the microphone, like I said, on social media and themselves, they come across as very entitled. So that would be the crossing of the line where it's the bitching and the moaning. Mm-hmm. And those are the people where it's just kind of like, I would love to comment on, for example, on social media, on that, and just say, you're just bitching and moaning. But I think when people throw out their opinions, it's more like, okay, I understand what you're saying, but for this reason, I say this. More like accepting, very similar to what we were talking about earlier with the Mass Effect, like accepting the criticism and saying, okay, I understand your point. My point is this. I suppose how people word it as well would be one, but the whole stickler about the jersey, just like the jersey is actually traditionally a cotton piece of, it's a cotton shirt that can sometimes be worn in place of like a sweatshirt or something. But, like I said, some people have come across on social media that they are so entitled, but it's not like that. If your priorities are complaining about the style of a shirt, how a shirt looks, then it kind of makes you question the people's priorities in life. Yep. Which, I mean, if all they've got to do is literally complain about a t-shirt that they're getting for free, kind of says a lot about that person, really.
Yeah. Stated opinion whining in and of itself, the only difference is going to be culture, because certain things will sound like whining to some people that sound like stated opinion to others. Because I grew up in the 80s and 90s, I'm military, so everything I hear sounds like whining. It doesn't matter what it is, and that's not a healthy thing. Like, it's not healthy. It in the past has made me lose friends, right? Because I say things, or I'm just too blunt. when somebody's whining, even though all they were doing was stating their opinion. So I honestly just think it's so subjective to who you are, how you were raised, where you're from. Because to me, if somebody's like, the jersey's not good, I'm gonna be like, oh, go outside and shit in your hand. That's what I want to say. Oh, poor you. I don't know. I just
don't understand why people are complaining about. I've clearly missed something. As an affiliate, I'm excited at the fact that I get my name on a badge. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if either of you two are going, but I'm just excited that I get my name on a badge. Hell, I would kill for a t-shirt with my name on it. I mean, I do like the Design by Humans have kind of come in and basically just shat all over the jersey and just say, look, we're offering a purple jersey. You can get your name on it, and you don't even have to be a partner. And it's like,
and the thing with the DBH ones is those are that design, that purple design. Is the Twitch jersey design. It's exactly the same as what they were.
The only thing it's missing is Twitch logo on the arm, I think. But I mean, if you wear a hoodie, you ain't gonna see that anyway. Does it really matter?
No. Besides, I don't think anybody knows what Twitch is when I go out in public. They probably think it's
me chuckle.
Like, oh, likes drugs. Cool. Sweet. He's a tweaker. He likes to Twitch. That's great.
Scrolling through Twitter, somebody complaining about Jersey, someone complaining about Jersey. Holy crap, someone's just retweeted Design by Humans. Well, they just took a shit on the Jersey design.
I just think, as I get older, though, I'm more sensitive to people's opinions, and even when people whine. Because they're whining for a reason, and in their mind they're justified, and there's a reason for it. It's not... and I don't think it's always coming from a place of, fuck you. Unless it's me, because I'm ex-military, and a lot of times I am coming from a place of fuck you, which makes me lose friends and viewers. Love you guys. Love you guys.
I think Faye is right, though. Like, it is based on you as a person and what you perceive as...
And a lot of times just communication.
Some people grow up with a silver spoon in the mouth. Some people grow up, you know, being grateful for what they've been given and things like that. So, you know, the people that are just kind of like, okay, it's a t-shirt, and what? I have more respect for those than the ones that are going, oh, it looks ugly. Well, why does it look ugly?
Some people worked 4 years to become a partner, and they only have 100 subs, and they worked their ass off to get every single one of them. And other people have fucking 15,000 subs and make close to $1 million a year after the 80-20 split with Twitch and donations and everything else. I don't know.
Sorry, I just came in just trying to find his beef jerky.
No way.
Sure.
Why not? I've got his beef jerky right here.
So okay, let's kind of put a microscope on it a little then. Do you think that entitlement is a problem? Well, okay, let's split it kind of into three almost. So, do you think entitlement is a problem on Twitch in general, like just across the board? Do you think that Twitch kind of leans people towards being more entitled with things because of the way that it's been set up in the past and the way it's set up now? And do you kind of value that? Because, like, personally, I value people acting entitled as fuck. I think it's fucking fantastic, because then I can go block.
Yeah, but obviously then the whole entitled thing, that can come very fine line between people who feel entitled because they've genuinely worked hard for something, and they have literally given blood, sweat, tears, sacrifices to hell. And then there's people who, like I said, have got a silver spoon in their mouths, they've had everything handed to them on a silver platter, and they are literally just... They always want something. They're forever wanting something. I'm just being a genuine prick.
In their mind, they're not. That's what's always interesting.
Which is... see...
The philosophy of being in your own mind and thinking that you're always right, which we most do.
It's really complex because same as Squall, you know, a lot of people that come across as entitled, mute, block. Because I kind of grew up in a background where we didn't have a lot of money. Woe is me, shit happens. And I value, people and honesty and the old traditional values, because I grew up in an older generation. I grew up with my grandparents. So my values are very, very different to a lot of, the younger generation these days.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not all of them, but a very high majority of them. A very high majority, their parents, PlayStation 3 comes out, bought it straight away, day one. PlayStation 4 comes out, they've got the top-notch PlayStation 4, PS4, what is it, the PS4?
Well, the Pro.
It doesn't matter that they've literally just had a PS4 a couple of months ago. They've got a PS4 Pro in their bedroom set up, ready to go. I didn't have that, so when people start complaining about things like the jersey, for example, I kind of just sit there and I'm just kind of like, are you one of those entitled people, or are you somebody who's literally just doesn't know the value of things? And I think the jersey is something nice that Twitch has done. They didn't have to give us give the partners a jersey, and not once did they also say that the jersey was going to be the same design as last year.
Right.
So people just assumed they were getting the same as last year. But I mean, like everything, they bring something new out, they change it.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So
Yeah.
even if you come from an entitled background, you could be like, oh man, I was hoping that the jersey would be like the one from last year.
Shit.
Yeah, and that would be
And that's
the
like
difference between bitching and moaning and dropping your opinion. Because you can accept the fact that the jersey is different,
at the
but
same
you've obviously said that you don't like it. But you've accepted that it's not the same.
That being
Whereas
said,
people are just
At the
outright,
same-
hey, the jersey, don't like it, fuck off.
At the same
Why?
time, every single one of us as a human has whined about something that we shouldn't have and complained about something. And I'm not preaching, I'm just saying I'm a fucking asshole because I whine about shit.
we're all assholes in that regard, though. I think that's just human nature.
Yes.
Well, pretty much like what Mario just said in the chat, the way certain partners absolutely lost their shit over affiliates. Why? Is it because
I can
understand the sentiment that led to that, because it was people fearing for their livelihood. But at the same time, if you're not putting out the best quality content that you could be, then you weren't winning that over anyway. So
it's like, if you're scared an affiliate is going to take 2 of your subs, then do you really deserve those 2 subs? Have you worked? Can you literally sit there and say, I have done A, B, C, D, all the way to Z to keep those subs, and it's not failed and it's not worked? I could probably literally list a bunch of those the partners who they again feel very entitled and they feel everybody should sub to them. Why? You've not changed any of your content in the past 3 years. You've been a streamer, so why should you keep my sub when there is somebody new as an affiliate who gives me new content? Why should you have my sub over theirs?
So like, I guess the way that I see it is, it's less that necessarily they're feeling entitled, it's that they don't follow the thought process the entire way through. So my knee-jerk reaction, like, we'll use the affiliate thing as an example because I think it's quite a good one to draw it from. My knee-jerk reaction to that was, well, shit, like, some of my friends might get into financial difficulty because they're going to lose subs. But I didn't then follow the thought through beyond that because I was too busy worrying about that first knee-jerk reaction. I was too busy going, oh shit, like, these people are going to be in trouble. How the smaller partners going to be able to grow if they've got a large pool of market to be able to take taking out money from the pool of money that's available to be spent on Twitch, blah blah blah. And then you kind of get into all the permutations of that. So you don't get to the point where, but they've got a larger community to pull on in the first place to pull those subs across, and they've got to be providing high quality content. And that's how they became partner in the first place, presumably by providing that high quality content, or at least some kind of unique thing that pulled the people in the first place and enabled them to actually monetize their stream and blah blah blah. And there's a lot more thought further along than that first knee-jerk reaction. Perhaps it's less of a case of people feeling entitled and feeling the need to complain, and more of the case of reacting too quickly and putting the thoughts and the messaging out there too quickly, rather than taking the time to sort of sit back and consider for a second and go, well, actually, it is a free shirt, and they didn't have to do that for us before, and they've never actually given us any stuff unless we've particularly worked for Twitch directly at a point in time. And this design isn't the same as it said before, but I never explicitly said it was going to be the same as it was before, in all fairness. And I don't like the design, but some people might like the design. And to be fair, the design is fucking hideous. Like, I'm just going to throw that out there right now. Like, objectively, it's fucking hideous. That squiggly writing on the front, get out. But, like, people don't follow the thought through, and I think that is kind of a cultural thing. And that's like, everywhere. Like, not just limited to Twitch. I think people are generally a lot more knee-jerk than they may have been in the past. They'll see something, take it at face value, and immediately react upon it before perhaps at a later point following up with more information and whatever else further down the line. Does that kind of strike a chord with you guys?
Yes, to an extent, because I can see where you're coming from at that aspect, but not once after they followed the thought process do they then comment on the previous knee-jerk reaction that they've had, saying, okay, yeah, no, guys, my reaction was probably poor. I understand that A, B, C, and Z, like the points you've made, and apologize or even make comments on that. They just leave that one comment there, and that's it. And I think that's the problem. Not just on Twitch, but social media in general, and how people are portrayed. Like, I would have more respect for the person who said, okay, like, I've had a knee-jerk reaction. Yeah, the design's horrible, but thank you, Twitch, for giving us, a free shirt. Yeah, it might be ugly, but hey, I didn't ask for it. You just tossed it in there. But you don't see that. You only see the knee-jerk reaction, no aftermath from the people who make the comments. So it's just kind of like, I understand where you're going with the thought process, but they don't do anything to help themselves in regards to getting out of that light that they are then put in after the comments.
Although in an equal vein, the thing that gets the retweets is a knee-jerk reaction. Any follow-ups that come along with it tend not to earn the retweets to get. They
don't get retweets, but I mean, me as a person, I would see the person's comment, and then a couple of days, I don't see things. I see things straight away, but I don't actually take into consideration anything else till a few days later, where I'll go and see, that person's profile, and I'll be like, okay, no mention of. Oh, thank you. What? Okay.
I have pretty unpopular opinions about this kind of stuff.
But like I was.
Did he just put his beef in your mouth?
No, he gave me a Ferrero Rocher.
Ah.
But like I said, you'll go to that person's page and you won't see any comment, apologizing for, what. Sorry about what they said, or taking back the knee-jerk comment. So.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Faye, go. You were you were raring to jump in there. Go.
Oh no, I have really unpopular opinions about a lot of that stuff, especially affiliate stuff. I'll lose
That's
more
fine,
friends
dude.
than I've lost. I don't know, man. I was really excited when affiliate got announced, and then when I saw the requirements, I was kind of pissed. Because they're so low. I feel like they set the bar
that needs work.
I don't know. Like, that actually cuts out, I want to say, 75%?
Yeah. Because the average stream is like 0 to 1 viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It cuts out a big chunk of viewership.
I get it economically, which is the decision they made was an economic one. It's big business. It's a corporation.
Well,
but as the little streamer, I was kind of hoping it would actually be affiliate is halfway to partner. That's what I was hoping for. It's like, okay, you're getting, now that we've changed partnership to 100 viewers, affiliate, 30, 40 every day, 30 hours or 20 hours a week, part-time thing. I don't know. That's what I was hoping. But that's it. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, the very premise of it is less kind of a. I mean, it works as a stepping stone to partners because they get more metrics based around your stream and your ability to incentivize subs and whatever else. But the very basis is it's literally just why shouldn't you be able to monetize? Like, there's no reason for you to not be able to monetize your stream. That's enough to skim out people that are trying to fraudulently do so they can like fucking throw credit cards through the system and whatever else and just laugh it off. But it's why shouldn't you be able to monetize your stream? Like, there's no reason for you not to be able to do so, and here are the tools to do so, which I can appreciate.
Yeah.
I can see where they're coming from there, but I kind of also agree with Faye. To an extent, I wouldn't probably set it as 30-40. I'd probably set it between 10 and 20 because...
Yeah, that's a community. Totally.
Yeah, 10 and 20 is a full-on community, and yeah, you could probably monetize that easily. No, you're not going to make a living out of it, but... I mean, going back to the whole, argument between being entitled and tossing out your opinion, I've completely forgot my thought track. Perfect.
Well, you weren't entitled to that opinion, Chris. That's
That's good.
Oh, I had a really good one too, and I was just watching the Gassy Mexican playing.
Was it his beautiful face distracting you?
Mexican playing Wolf Among Us, and I just thought.
Cool.
There we go.
I like it.
Going back to the entitled and the opinion is, like you said, when people are, this is their livelihood. I totally get that. For some people it is, but I think some people are trying to make their livelihood on Twitch a little bit. It's a very fine line because you can't rely on Twitch.
No.
Big streamers like Gassy Mexican, Dan's Game, they can quite happily make their living off Twitch. Bear in mind, Twitch probably isn't going to be around forever. Bear that in mind. But there are some people who think they can, and they actually end up struggling and plummeting. And it's kind of like, you're struggling, you're not helping yourself. And I think that's when the whole line becomes very shattered between tossing out your opinion and just bitching and moaning. It's like, but you've not taken the steps to make sure that you are in a financial. Somebody finish the word for me. Financial security by relying on Twitch. You can't rely on Twitch if you're literally living off beans whilst trying to stream full time, thinking you're gonna make it on Twitch. No.
Yeah.
And then obviously when their viewership starts going down because the stress they've got outside of Twitch is plummeting, making their streams plummet, they start bitching and moaning. It's like,
I did.
Are you tossing out your opinion here? I mean, I'm not saying anyone. I'm not saying anyone in particular, but you see that quite a lot. People try and go full time, but they don't have the security to go full time.
Well,
and then they'll complain on social media.
That's what I did. But it did pay all the bills for a while.
But you accepted that. That's the difference. Like, that's why you're on the side where you threw out your opinion.
It's totally me.
You accepted it. You didn't bitch and moan. Yeah, you put a few tweets out that you were unhappy about it, but, at the end of the day, you accepted it. You learned from it, and you grew from it.
Or at least who I thought were friends at the time, anyways. So. But I'm with you. I think there's it's really interesting that sometimes it's easy to get riled up and pissed off when somebody's whining. But ultimately it just doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, by the same merit, it's easier to get pissed off when someone else is whining, but at the same time, we're all subject to it at some point or other, really. We've
all complained a bit.
Earlier.
I'll raise my hand if there are some things that actually, instead of doing the thought process thing, I'm like, really? Okay, no, I'm sorry, but you just, I'm tweeting you, I'm subtweeting you.
Oh god, subtweets are the actual worst thing on the face of the earth. I have only been subtweeted once that I know of, and and I tweet and I
don't even know what that is. I have no idea what that means.
So basically, instead of atting someone and saying you're a dick, going, oh, don't you just hate it when there's someone on Twitter that's a dick? Instead, it's just like the vaguest passive-aggressive bullshit.
Matters, you.
Passive-aggressive, I like that.
I've been subtweeted once, and so I subtweeted back, and I just posted a picture of a lamp and said, here's something for all that shade you're throwing. And that was it. That was my whole piece.
Causing that shade.
Filthy Frank and anything for views. Those guys, anytime people do that, they always reply with, fuck you. And then the person will say something, and then they'll say, fuck you. And they'll say something, and it's just like, it's never ending. It's so entertaining, and it's so toxic and terrible all at the same time.
But that's kind of what built the empire on, really.
Yeah, it's it's very entertaining, but it's pretty bad.
Well, cool. I think we've settled the fact that we're all dickheads, and we all moan, and we all hate people that moan, and we all hate ourselves for moaning, and basically we just hate everything, and you're all awful as well. It was difficult. Awful was a very, very difficult word. It's catching from you. You were your financials.
Australia.
Fuck's sake. Sorry, Australia.
Apologize.
So, right. So let's close that off there. Whilst we run through this little bit, chat, I need you to be on your best duty. Why was this week's episode 6 out of 10? Bring some names up for me. Give me some suggestions of what we should call this podcast. But in the meanwhile, whilst we're waiting for those to come through, I'm going to go for you first, Faye. What are you doing this week? Let us know what your schedule is, where we can catch it.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was like yawning and stretching and yelling, and I cut you off because I'm a bad friend. Oh. I'm sorry. What am I doing this week?
Yep. What's your schedule looking like? When you're doing it, and where, and who, what, and how?
So last week I was going to start full-time streaming again, and my wife started to go blind in her left eye.
Yeah, actually, shut the fuck up about your schedule. How is she? I meant to ask you at the start of the call, but you got on late.
It's fine. It was
cool.
Not as serious as the first doctor said. So basically, we were shitting our pants all over the place. Shitting our pants all over the place for days. And we go up there and get a bunch of tests done, and it's like, oh, she doesn't need surgery. It'll fix itself.
Wow.
Fuck you.
Well, that's better than the alternative.
This week we'll start full-time streaming again. And by full-time, I mean at least 20 hours. You have my word. It's not full-time. I'm such a...
minimum.
No, but I'll be streaming Monday through Friday and just having fun. Not really worrying about too much else. I got too much drama in my life to try to be a professional streamer in any way, shape, or form anytime soon. But it'll be nice to like hang out with the community again and play some Dead by Daylight and play some Tummy Sticks and maybe take our pants off and start a new boy band. Maybe apologize to Australia. I don't know. It's gonna be a good week.
If apologizing to different countries doesn't become your new gimmick, I'm gonna be really upset.
No, and
I'm gonna buy you a globe, Faye. Watch out for your
Amazon Prime him a globe.
I have 37 mediocre videos scheduled to release on YouTube next week.
Fantastico.
Oh.
So, what's the name on YouTube?
Furious Faye.
Furious Faye as well. Cool.
Yeah.
And do you have any times for stream strams for the next week, or are they just going to be as they fall?
I think I'm gonna just be real casual. It's gonna be Monday through Friday. I'm gonna start anywhere between 6 a.m. and 11 p.m. Mountain Standard.
So make sure
6 to 8 hours.
So make sure to be on tenterhooks the entire week to ensure that you catch it.
Until some real life drama it gets a little better. I won't have a set schedule. It's just too stressful. But,
fair play.
But streaming takes me away from that stress. As long as I don't have a schedule.
Idea for games for the week? Any ideas?
Everything. Dead by Daylight, Mario Maker. Daddy Dating Simulator, which is basically just me fucking trying to read words for 2 hours. Which is not gonna work, but should be a fun week. A lot of content to create. I've got a list of 7 games. One called Darkwood that I've really been enjoying. Darkwood's pretty fun.
Cool.
So it'll be a good week. Also gonna try to do some skateboarding. So if you want to see 60 pounds of overweight, middle-aged man grind a handrail, we'll go do that and maybe get banned for it.
I'm sold.
We'll find out.
I mean,
EOS.
I am sold. So that's twitch.tv/FuriousFay. And Chris, what is your plan for the week?
For the bank holiday weekend, I'm actually taking some time off because I'm over at Ed's. Going to be going to Notting Hill Carnival, so that should be fun.
Oh, nice.
My normal stream time is usually 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. because I work shifts, but next week is going to be morning streams, so starting probably about 8 or 9. Going to be short ones, but I'm going to be doing a lot of Dauntless, but when I get back into my normal regime, I'm going to try out the Observer game. That looks really fun.
I played some of that, and I don't understand the appeal.
I don't understand what it's about, but it's kind of like Fallout meets what's that, Soma game meets Prey meets...
I'd say it's less Fallout. It's definitely walking simulator and story-ish. It's made by the same dude made Layers of Fear, same thing but different theme. Yeah. Same base premise of a game, just different theme.
Yeah. So other than that, basically Dauntless, Observer, and opening up my commissions again because I've finished off a few clients' work. So if anybody wants Twitch graphics, I'm going to be a sellout and just say, hit me up, yo.
You know I do. I just have too much drama to compose a simple email.
That's fine, Faye. You don't have to worry about that. You know I'm going to be open for you forever.
Oh, warm in here. Jesus Christ.
I just realised Ed's like in the other room. I'm sorry.
Ed would probably want to be in on the action. It's fine.
Probably. Yeah, it would not surprise me.
That's just standard. And wow, I've just seen the quality of the tweet outs, the caster commands in chat is quite impressive. So that's twitch.tv/agonized. And then for myself, I will be doing another one of these next week with some different looking people that will say a different set of words entirely, and potentially an additional pip this time round as well. How about that? There you go. And even Faye has changed his appearance for the latter part of the stream, just for you. Other than that, just sporadic streams here, there, and everywhere. I'm taking a bit of a mental health, looking after self week this week for the most part, I think, or at least going to attempt to. We'll see how it pans out. Usually, it pans out in the form of I try to do it for a day and then I get bored. And just shove it aside and go, oh, actually, I'm going to do twice the work I was doing last week. But we'll see. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully I don't drive myself insane. So what was the what are the choices for the name of the episode this week? 6 out of 10. I apologise. The country of Australia is a pretty strong competitor.
Yeah.
Also got 6 out of 10. We're sorry, Australia, which I feel is quite nice. Blends two themes. 6 out of 10 entitlement for some, free jerseys for the others. 6 out of 10 don't cry for me, Australia. Or that's a whole lot of dick. Admit you wronged Australia, EA.
How about, is that a dick in my mouth? That's really good. That's easy to mark.
Or is that just Australia? I don't know. I reckon I apologise to the country of Australia might have to be... that was a strong theme throughout the entirety of the show.
Yeah, we're sorry.
And the dicks were too, but...
I'd like to cordially apologize to Australia.
You should probably stutter the Australia, like, we're sorry, Australia.
For being tired. Sorry, Australia, for not sleeping enough.
So, I think we'll roll with that. I think we'll stick with apologising to the entire country of Australia for this week.
That was brilliant.
I mean, if it's good enough for Blizzard to do it, then I think we should be, man enough and woman enough to apologise to the entirety of Australia as well. I think it's only fair. So all that remains really is to thank you lovely, lovely folks for coming along to feast your eyeballs upon us, and also to thank the wonderful Furious Faye, the wonderful Agonised. Do go and follow those people up on social medias, on the Twitters, on the Twitches, and any other places that you can hunt them down, preferably not their front door, but any other places are pretty appropriate. And we'll be back next week for some more japery. Thank you very much, guys, and take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.